All right, well, let's get moving because it's real cold in my basement right now. And I'm sure the same for you guys. So this morning, 45:15. So we're working for 45 seconds. This is a bodyweight circuit. I think I'm going to add a slider into the mix just so that, I don't know, it just changes things up, and I haven't used a slider in a while, but it can also be left out if you don't have one or if you don't feel like using one. So 45:15, got 6 exercises times 4. Okay, we're going to go through the circuit 4 times. So that means 24 minutes total. First exercise is just a plain old reverse lunge. You can alternate those. Like I said, I'm going to use a slider just because I have them around. And then we'll call halfway. But just stepping back or sliding back, if you want to use a slider, just put it under that foot, sliding back to tap, and we come up. So you can either alternate for the 45 seconds, or I'll call halfway, and you can switch halfway. Okay, second exercise, push-up position to side plank. So we start up in that high plank, push-up position, and from there you just let everything roll over to side plank, extended side plank actually, and kind of leave the balls of your feet right where they are, and roll side to side. Okay, lateral squat, just feet wide, keep your feet glued. These will alternate back and forth, so we're just going one way, then the other. Okay, working to get nice and low for the 45 seconds. SLDL with a reach or with a Y. So we're gonna tilt over, and from there you're gonna go into a Y and then come back up. All right, and you can alternate those for the 45 seconds as we go, or I'll call halfway and we'll switch halfway. Crawl position, shoulder tap. So you're starting that bear crawl position, knees just up off the ground. We're coming up to tap shoulders. Okay, 45 seconds. And wrapping up with alternating glute bridge. So from there, we'll just roll over onto your floor or onto the floor. And we've got a glute bridge, one side, then the other. Okay. All right, so let's finish up on the roller. About another 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. Get your favorites. Okay. All right, so starting off on the floor as usual. Today we're going to start with a stretch, so we'll cross that ankle over your knee. So we cross up one ankle, then reach back, grab the back of that leg, pull it in towards you. So we're stretching that hip out. This is sort of the upside down version of that pigeon stretch that we did yesterday, or where your knee comes across and up in front of you. And good, let's switch sides. You can also leave your foot on the floor and just push your knee away from you here. But it's a little bit different stretch if you reach through and grab the back of your leg, pull it in towards you. As you're pulling your leg in, you can use your elbow to push your knee away. And good. All right, let's push your heels down into the floor just to lift your hips up. So you're holding a glute bridge here, but we're gonna march. So make your belly strong. We pick up one foot and pick up the other. All right, so try to do this without any shifting or turning of your hips. Let your head relax on the floor. Go 10 more seconds. And relax. Let's roll over to your side. Stack both those knees up on top of each other. We're going to do a glute bridge hinge, so we can leave your knees stacked up or separate your knees. But we're going to come up and forward and then back and down. So if you watch from the side, my hips are back, then I bring the hips forward. All right, so we'll just go through about 8 of these. And let's go ahead and switch sides. The hips are back, bring them up and forward. Separate your knees if you want. You can also keep them stacked up on top of each other, your choice. And good, let's roll over to a push-up position. Bring that foot up in front of you. You can leave your back knee on the floor. And we're just pushing your hips down toward the floor while you push your chest away. I like to try to keep a straight line from the back knee up through your ears, right? So for me, that means I've got to have a roller under me. If I go here, then I've got to hunch over too far to get to the floor. So having that roller underneath makes a nice straight line. All right, from here, let's straighten your front leg. Okay, this is another one that the roller comes in handy for. Big stretch down the back of your leg. And good, let's go back to the floor. We'll switch sides. Pushing your hips toward the floor while you push your chest away. Your foot should be next to your hands, and your shin and your arm should sort of match up. Right, so we don't want your foot back here so that your shin leans way forward. Shin should be pretty much vertical. All right, let's straighten that front leg. And let your back heel drop down. Get a calf stretch out of it. And good, let's relax. Let's go down to all fours, putting the back of your hand on your roller. Okay, so your roller is going to be off to your side. Reach with your opposite hand, put the back of your hand on that roller. Then we're pushing it away while you keep your other arm straight. Okay, so both arms are going to stay locked out. You just turn the roller by rotating your shoulders. Come back to square each time. And good, let's switch sides. Think about inhale as you're square, exhale as you're pushing that roller away. Last one. And good. All right, let's go 10 bodyweight squats just to get the legs warmed up and moving. Keeping those feet flat on the floor. Good chance to check in, see how everything's moving, how everything's feeling. And good. Okay, So it is a body weight circuit, but feel free to use weight if you'd like. Like I said, I'm going to be using a slider for the reverse lunges just to add some variety because I haven't done slide lunges in a while. The benefit of that is that it takes away any help from your back leg. So if you're not using weight, it's a good way to challenge yourself just because you're really only working with one leg. Okay, so we don't need a weight, but we are going to get started in about 10 seconds with the reverse lunge. I'll call it at 22.5 seconds exactly, so you can switch legs. Okay, ready, set, and here we go with reverse lunges. If you're using a slide, you're just gonna let that slide right back. Tap your knee to the floor. You can also alternate. Switching sides in 2, 1, switch sides if you need to. If you're alternating, just continue alternating. Let's always bring those feet back together. It's usually not a problem if you're alternating, but if you're doing the same side, then make sure we complete the movement by bringing your feet next to each other. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Push-up position to side plank is next. Got 10 seconds left to rest. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. Just letting the balls of your feet roll on the ground. Keeping that arm locked out nice and straight. Halfway there. You find that your feet are sliding away from you, it's probably because your arms, your hands are too far in front of you. 5 seconds left. And rest. Lateral squats are next. Glue those feet to the floor. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. So we want a width where we can still get nice and low into those. If your feet get too wide, there's usually too much stretch to get low. Keeping those feet flat on the floor. Your shoulders shouldn't end up outside your feet, right? So we want everything to stay inside your feet. 15 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Again, if you feel like it this morning, you can use weight. Right, SLDL is next. So again, we do SLDL. We reach up into that letter Y. Ready? And go. I'll call halfway. You want to stay on the same foot. Think about making that nice long line from your heel all the way through your fingertips. Switch sides if you need to, or halfway. Remember, we're shifting those hips back. So think less about tipping over forward and more about pushing your hips back so you fold in half. 3 seconds. And rest. Okay, crawl position, shoulder tap. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. So we start with those knees just up off the ground. Go up and tap your opposite shoulder. Keep this one challenging by keeping your knees close to the floor, probably like 4 inches off the floor. 15 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're rolling over for the glute bridge next. You just stay on the floor. Two, one, and here we go. So you can alternate these. It's actually planned as an alternating glute bridge, but I like one side at a time for myself. So I'll call halfway. If you want to do one side at a time. Just remember, we're always using that cheek. You shouldn't be getting tense or tight in your low back. Switch sides if you need to, or halfway. You're going to push through your heel, but try to keep your whole foot on the floor. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, that's round one. Back up to the top. Remember, we're going 4 times through. Back up to reverse lunges. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going to alternate these, or I'll call halfway. Always making sure that that knee is staying out over your pinky toe. And don't let your knee collapse or turn in over your big toe. Think about pressing the outside edge of your foot down through the floor. Okay, we're halfway. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Push-up position, rolling over to that side plank. If it's better for you, you can also do this from your elbows. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. If, for some reason you feel better just rolling from your elbows here, that works too. I think having a straight arm makes it harder on tougher on your shoulders. But being up here also makes the side plank easier. We're halfway. Remember, try to position your hands so that your feet don't slide. Usually means your hands have to be under your chest more. 3 seconds. 2, 1, rest. Back up for lateral squats. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Since we don't have weight, let's use this chance to get nice and low, lower than you otherwise might if you're holding weight. So that's the way we'll get the challenge here, just by working on that mobility, getting more reps in than you normally would. Halfway. Reaching your hip back. Again, this is one where your foot should be flat on the floor the whole time. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, rest. SLDL. Remember, as you reach with this SLDL, you want thumbs facing the ceiling. Okay, try to keep your shoulder blades flat and flush on your back. Ready? And go. Again, that knee should be out over your pinky toe. Reaching nice and strong. Shoulder blades are strong on your back. halfway. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, crawl position. Reaching up, tapping that shoulder. 2, 1, and here we go. You kind of play with where your weight is. Right, so if you sit your weight back on your legs, there's a good chance your quads start to get tired. Right, so you can shift forward onto your arms and just sort of pass that back and forth, or we just try to stay centered the whole time. Halfway there. Think of your back flat like a tabletop. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Rolling right over for the glute bridge. Remember, you can alternate, or I'll call halfway. We'll switch them. Okay, ready? And here we go. If you're somebody who tends to add low back arch into this, I would say stay with one side then the other, because you can keep your thigh nice and close to your chest, keeping those hips tilted back, and using your cheek to do the work. Halfway, switch if you need to. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, we're halfway through. 2 rounds to go. Back up top for the reverse lunges. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. Halfway, switch if you need to. Should feel like a whole leg effort here, not just your quad. So if you feel like your knee is getting really tired, start pushing with your heel more. 3 seconds. And rest. Push-up position. Turning side to side for the side plank. And go. If you have any shoulder problems here with the turning, see if just holding it on the side helps that. I think one of the most important part of this is the side plank. And then I'll call halfway. Hey, we're halfway. Switch if you need to. Again, if you have any shoulder issues that you feel like your shoulders are grinding around as you turn from side to side, you can just hold the side plank position. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Back up for lateral squats. Okay, 3 seconds, 2, 1, and here we go. Plant those feet to the floor. Remember, we're thinking about pushing your hips back. It's okay for your chest to face the floor a little bit. That's part of getting a hip hinge. So if you're trying to stay upright with your upper body the whole time, We're halfway. If you're trying to stay upright with your upper body, there's a good chance you're not going to be getting low, or you're just going to be poking your knee forward. So you want to sit your hips back like you're trying to reach back to the couch. 10 seconds left. 2, 1, rest. SLDL. Remember, with this reach, we want to be strong, feel strong all the way up the back of your body. So all the way through your butt cheek. Ready, and go. We're reaching strong from your butt cheek all the way through to your thumbs. I'd rather see fewer reps with more control, like fewer, slower reps. Halfway. You can reach out there and pause. Strong in your shoulder blades, strong with your hip. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, crawl position. Three seconds. 2, 1, and here we go. Those knees are coming up right off the ground. Halfway. Ten seconds. 5 left. 2, 1, rest. Okay, just roll it over for a glute bridge to wrap up round 3. Ready, and go. Remember, your whole foot's going to stay on the floor, but you are going to press through your heel. Halfway. So if you're wearing shoes, you're going to think about squishing the gel in your heel, in the heel of your shoes, not so much in the toe. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, rest. All right, last round. Back up top for reverse lunges. In 3, 2, 1, and here we go, final round. No matter what version of these reverse lunges you're doing, make sure your foot's pressing flat to the floor. Share that effort between your heel and your toe. Halfway. Three seconds. 2, 1, rest. Push up to side plank. Starting in 2, 1, here we go. And we're trying to keep that arm under you. Halfway. If you're turning over, if you're rolling, try to roll as one piece. So we don't want to turn your hips and then let your shoulders follow. We want to take everything together. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, rest. Back up for lateral squats. Three seconds. And lateral squats, here we go. Sitting down nice and low. It's a good time to kind of explore that range of motion that you have. Maybe sit a little lower than you otherwise would, since we don't have the weight. Nice and warmed up now. See if we can get to that 90 degrees at the back of your knee. 20 seconds left. Five seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, SLDL. Reaching long and strong. 2, 1, and off we go. Drop, shifting and pushing that weight back towards your heel. If you find yourself leaning out over your toes, bring it back to your heel. Halfway. Keeping that double chin as you go down towards the floor. We don't want your head extending down toward the floor. Three seconds. 2, 1, rest. Okay, shoulder tap. In 3 seconds. 1, and here we go. Last time here, try to stay nice and balanced. Knees stay close. Kind of watch your shadow. Try to keep it from shifting side to side. Fifteen seconds left. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Roll it over. Last set of glute bridges. All right, last round in 2, 1. Here we go. Five seconds left on this side. Halfway. If you're alternating, keep going. 15 seconds left in our workout today. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. That's the morning. Good job, guys. Thanks for joining me on a Tuesday. Good to see you guys. Any questions at all, just shout it out. Let me know. Otherwise, yeah, if you are in the gym person, if you didn't see the announcement yesterday, we did bump it from 4 to 6. So we have a little more space in classes now. And we're ordering equipment to accommodate that. So if you want to head in, head in. If you're happy with this, let's keep going.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day, Brian.
See you. You too.